Hello everyone and welcome to the day 2 of Adobe DITAWORLD 2023. My name is Vishabh Gupta and I represent Adobe Experience Manager Guides as a solutions expert at Adobe. I'm passionate about technology, products and content strategies, and it's been almost a decade now working with multiple products including the Experience Manager platform and modules like AEM Sites, Forms, Assets, Guides, and others, all aimed at maximizing your content supply chain model. And today I'm here to announce the latest feature of AEM Guides, or shall I say, the automation of your brand and marketing content directly from the authoring interface of AEM Guides. In this session, we are going to witness how Guides empowers you to convert your structured content into digital experiences which can seamlessly be delivered across touchpoints. Well, I'm thrilled to talk about this automation in the AEM ecosystem and demonstrate it live in the next few minutes. So let's start with it. One of the most frequent conversations that we keep having internally as well as externally is how organizations can scale the delivery of their products and brands for different audiences and portfolios for better customer engagement and consistent experience across the different channels. Consistently conveying our message helps create brand awareness and recognition among the potential customers. Based on these customer insights, our marketing team creates strategies to reach and engage with our customers more effectively. Most of the organizations fall into the two buckets that you see here on your screen. Some of them are still following the traditional conventions of creating and delivering the content to their end users in an inconsistent manner. On the other hand, many have moved to a more professional solution such as Experience Manager Platform, having specialized modules like AEM Sites, which is a web content management system, AEM Assets, which itself is a state of the art digital asset management solution. And cherry on the top is the native integration of Experience Manager Platform with all the Adobe products that are needed when it comes to content and creativity. However, at Adobe, the bottom line still remains what next? AEM Guides or the CCMS module of your Experience Manager platform provides more granular control on your structured content and has become the choice of your marketers, authors, and collaborators to deliver seamless customer experience with personalized content and building better customer engagement that actually leads to more conversions. And you cannot ignore the fact that data and structured authoring helps increase content velocity. Let's take a look under the hood and see how Experience Manager Guides is positioned in the AEM ecosystem. As we already know, Guides or your CCMS module is where you author and manage all of your content, be it technical or marketing content, and it actually resides or stored in our DAM, which is AEM assets. And you can deliver this content to multiple output channels, including the native integration with AEM Sites, which is our web CMS. So far, the marketers were creating their structured and unstructured content using content fragments and experience fragments in AEM sites. And today, in this session, we are going to see how you can automate the creation of these fragments directly from the guides interface and deliver them as ready to use fragments in AEM sites. I'm sure everybody is excited to see this. So let's get live into action. And I'll switch my screen here. And before I do that, let's first take a look to our own Adobe's website, business.adobe.com. And specifically here, I want to talk about the Experience Manager platform itself. And let's take a look to our Experience Manager homepage or our product page. It lists all the Experience Manager or AEM modules and capabilities like our Sites module, our CMS, our DAM, AEM Forms, Cloud Service, Guides, Learning Manager. So all of these modules are there listed on our Experience Manager product page. And if we open each of these pages, we see the individual site pages that has content or marketing content specific to these products or these modules. Like in AEM site page, we can see that there is a hero image in the start, and then there is some images and some content in a different layout, and following on with more content. And if we move on to the assets page, it looks similar to that. And we have the similar look and feel and layout here as well. We have the hero image, the same layout with all the content that is specific to our DAM. Let's take a look to the third module of our interest, which is AEM Guides. So if I switch to the Guides page, here you see, again, we have the hero image with a welcome note to DITAWORLD that's going live today. And we are here in the session. So but the content layout or the page layout is slightly different from the other AEM module pages here, because AEM Guides is an authoring platform or your authoring interface wherein a lot of capabilities are there. So we have segregated all of these individual, capabilities in the form of segments, following on with a lot of more information on this page. But let's do a role play here. And I'll be your marketer today in this session. And let's say my management wants me to create a website similar to business.adobe.com for our Experience Manager product profile. And I want to bring all of these marketing content together. And I have to publish this content into a site page. So as you can see that we already have some content here. So we can just reuse this content, and let's create a site page. So I hope we all are aware that this is not a one-man show. So obviously, me as a marketer, I'm not working alone. I have a content team. My authors are already creating this content. Let us assume that. And let's say that they have already created all of this content for me. And I'll just be using the existing content or reuse the existing content to create and manage my site pages. So let's see how that will work. So we are here on our AEM homepage, and you can see all the modules here. We have our CCMS or our authoring interface, where we'll be authoring the content and managing the publishing of this content, which will be published onto our site page. And we will convert all of this content, that is our data or structured content, we'll convert them as ready to use fragments, and we will pull those fragments onto the site page. This will actually reduce the effort or the time that goes into creating and managing those components individually, finding that component and creating our site page altogether. And it is all stored in the assets or our DAM itself. So let's say as a marketer, I know that I have a lot of content that exists in my DAM, but how do I find the relevant content that is for my Experience Manager portfolio? So let's just go and see how I'm going to find the content. So I'm going into the advanced filters, and you can see that there are almost 1,000 content pieces, including the multimedia, my PDFs, images, videos, and whatnot, my PDFs and other type of content altogether. So I have a count of around 1,000 here, but I want to find all the content that has been approved for publishing, and it is related to my Experience Manager product portfolio and the modules that we have talked about: sites, assets, and guides. So first, let me apply a filter and see the approved content that I have in my DAM. So you can see from almost 1,000, my count has gone down to 200 now. And I have all of this content appearing as approved content and the status of the document as well. So I have a lot of learning content here as well, because we can also author our learning materials here that can directly be pulled onto our site pages. So out of these 200 plus content, I'm not interested in all of that. but I just want to find the content that is related to my Experience Cloud portfolio. And I have some taxonomies here, which I have tagged with my content, or my authors while creating the content. They have tagged it to make it easier for other users and marketers like me to find the relevant content. So I can find content that relates to AEM sites or assets or guides or all together, all of my Experience Cloud related content. And let's see, the content count has gone down to 27 now. And I have my data content, my structured content, and you can see the document state also is showing as reviewed. So that means all my site page, asset page content, or generative AI content, all of this content is reviewed by my content reviewers and people who were involved in creation of this entire content, and this has also been approved for publishing. So I have my data content, I have my multimedia also, right? If I want to further filter out and see only my multimedia content, I can again put a filter more to on the file type and find only my images. That will make the count go further down to 15. But let's not just do that. And now I have all the content related to Experience Cloud. How do I go ahead with this? So I can directly, as a marketer, take a look and open the editor mode directly from here. So I can edit the content directly, and it will bring me here to our guides interface or our authoring interface, wherein you can see that by default, I have landed into my authors mode, and then there is a preview mode also that shows us how the content will look like when it is published onto a site page. So I can switch to the preview mode and take a look how my published content will appear on the site page. So this is my AEM sites content. It has some content, it has heading, it has images, it has some bulleted list, and then further on. So I can make changes to that content by simply clicking, right clicking. Oh, let me switch back to the authors mode, and I can simply make edits as we do in Word. So we have kept the authoring similar to how we perform our edits and author the content in Microsoft Word. So you simply go ahead, make changes to your content, typing new content, and there you go. So you can save your changes, but right now we are not going to do that as it is already been reviewed and approved by my team. So I'll just close that. And you can see that I have my favorite list so that I don't need to perform a search here in my authoring interface also. So if I directly land on to my AEM Guides UI or interface, I can switch to my favorites list. And in my favorite list, I have mapped all these individual components, or I can say content pieces together that relates to my Experience Manager product portfolio. Let's take a look to all these individual components together in the preview mode. And I'm switching back to preview mode here. So here you can see that my home page of cloud products has some video content also. It has some URL also. I have some headings. I have my assets content with images, with hyperlinks. This could be internal as well as external hyperlink. And then finally, we have our guides content. And in guides content, you can see that we also have some tabular content here. So you can have all different type of content and structure within your same content. So every content piece, every content that we see here is an individual content, and it can have a different layout, a different structure, and all you are doing is authoring that content similar like you're doing it in Word. So you author the content, you type your content, make your changes. It could be in different layout for every individual content section, and you have stitched it together so that you don't have to perform the search for individual content pieces, and all of your Experience Manager related content can be published all together using this map. So even if you want to see or find where this content actually resides in your DAM, you can go to locate in your repository and it will show you the exact place where this content resides. But right now, what we are doing is that we already have the content reviewed and approved. I'll just simply switch to the dashboard so that I can trigger the publishing. Here we are, and we have a lot of output presets, but my interest is to convert all of this structured content, these individual content pieces that are having different layout and structure. And I want to convert all of these content pieces into experience fragments, and I want to publish all of these experience fragments or components to this particular path in my content, in my experience fragment, and this is the folder where I'm publishing this content. So let's just do that. And in order to publish this content and convert them as experience fragment, all I need to do is click on generate. And the moment I click on generate, I can simply switch to outputs, and you can see that it takes hardly 5 seconds to publish all of my content and convert that into experience fragment. So you can see that we have a success rate here. So let's just take a look and switch to our home page again. And I'm now navigating into experience fragment. And let's take a look at how this individual content pieces that we have seen here are appearing in the experience fragments. So you can see in experience fragment, the destination path was technical content. And here in this folder, you can see I have a lot of experience fragments going on. But again, the question is, as a marketer, how do I find the right content? Because it's very difficult when this content, this set of content grows. So in order to do that, if you already know, then you can simply go ahead and take a look. Or what I prefer doing is I have my metadata here also, and based on the metadata, I can perform the search, and I want to find the content that relates to a particular product profile. I can search for all the experience fragments for Experience Cloud, or I can find my experience fragments for AEM sites. So let me just go back and perform the search once again. So I'm going here and experience fragments, and let me just perform the search once again. And let's find the content related to AEM assets. So all the experience fragments that are related to AEM assets or our DAM are here. So I have my DAM related short summary. I have my assets page with image and content and related to GenAI. So let's take a look. And I want to view my experience fragment. So you can see that the content we were seeing in the authoring interface. Let me switch here. So here is our assets page. It has my heading, my paragraph, images, and some bulleted list and all. So this structured content or data content is converted into a ready-to-use experience fragment with just one click. Right. So we are in the edit mode. Obviously, it is possible to make a change here in the edit mode as well. But the whole point of using a CCMS is to have a unified strategy of managing your content. So all of the edit and modifications are done in the source, which is our CCMS module, our authoring environment, and we are just publishing them and using them as ready-to-use fragments. You can switch to preview mode, you can make edits, you can do whatever you want. So this is how we are searching our experience fragments, taking a look before publishing them live into our website. So this is how we are performing the search in experience fragment. We have taken a look, and now let's go into the sites page. So I have all my experience fragments published there in the destination that we have seen. And now let's take a look onto a site page. And here is a site page, experience page, wherein I have created all these experience module pages, like for assets, for guides, for sites, for forms, cloud service, and a cloud page as well. So all of these content pieces, my site pages I've created, but I have not changed all the other pages. So we can just ignore the rest of the pages and focus on these pages that are within the Experience homepage. So I'll just open, or let's just take a look to an individual page. And let me open the AEM Assets or AEM Sites page for you. So if I edit this page, here it is. We are in the Sites page, and we have the hero image. We have the heading appearing here with the content, which is our experience fragment now. And then I have already mapped my image and my content here, and I've designed this layout here for my site page. Similarly, I have designed the layout for all the pages of my experience platform. So in order to do that, let me just go out of the edit mode and let's switch to the content mode or to the publish mode. So let's take a look as how it will appear as a website. So now we are out of the edit mode. You can see here, we can see all the navigations in our experience page. We have our sites page, we have our assets page, guides page, and other pages. So let's switch, or let us perform a search first, and let's see if the search is actually working when my content is coming from the authoring or CCMS module. So if I want to perform a search and I'm searching for CCMS, it is giving me Experience Manager Guides page. And if I click here, this will open the guides page. So we have the guides page. We have all of our guides content with the table that we were looking at. And also there is a downloadable PDF that is again coming from our authoring interface. You can take a look by downloading this PDF, which is again authored in your CCMS itself. So we'll come to that later. Let's just see how our search is working. So yeah, it is good. The search is working fine. Let's take a look to our assets page as well. So here, let's just take a look. And yeah, I have the same layout. So this looks pretty promising as what we were expecting. Almost similar to what we have in business.adobe site, right? So now I have all of my individual pages for assets, sites, and guides ready. But I have to create a home page also, or like let's just take a look to the experience page, the home page here. So here we are in the DITAWORLD 2023, the session of AEM Guides, and we have all of our pages appearing here. We have taken a look to our guides page, sites page, and assets page, all working fine with the content that is directly coming from our authoring interface. But now let's take a look onto a page where I have kept it blank for now, and I want to do that live in this session. So I have to switch to the edit mode back. So I'm doing that. Let's switch back to the editor's mode on this page. And right now you can see that we only have a hero image here, but we do not have any content appearing here. And now on this page, I don't want to just pull one content. I want to pull all the content together in a different layout, which is going to be my home page of my Experience Cloud. So let's say I can create a different experience fragment. And in that experience fragment, I have already done the mappings. So we have taken a look to individual experience fragments here, but I've created a product page here itself as an experience fragment wherein there are mappings that I've created, and we'll come to that, how I've created those mapping. So let's just simply pick the content and see how this experience fragment is appearing to me. So this is one experience fragment. And in this one experience fragment, I have tied all of the content together that was there in my data map. And I have designed this layout of this experience fragment wherein I have my initial cloud product information. I have my video coming here. I have my capabilities, like we are talking about the DAM, our CMS, our CCMS part, and then individual modules also. I have the information of individual modules appearing one by one for assets, for sites, and for guides. And then we have seen how I have pulled these content pieces individually on these site pages that I have designed for these individual pages of the modules, right? So we can do that. And let's switch back now, as we have already made the change. Let's switch back to the sites mode. And let's take a look how this content will appear when it is published. So we are now here in the publish mode, and we can see all the navigations working fine. Let's just try switching to another site page. So we are going on to the site page. Here you see only sites related content is appearing. But if I go back to my cloud page, wherein we have just now added a freshly designed experience fragment that is already covering all the different modules together, as well as the individual content pieces also in a new layout. So this is an entire page designed as an experience fragment, wherein we have mapped all the experience fragments together. Let's try to run this video and see that if we are using or creating our videos and storing them, or maybe this is a YouTube link, so it is an embedded video that I'm using from our summit. So if we are using those videos, authoring those videos, having those videos in our CCMS and bringing them onto the site page, how is the experience for the end users? So I'm going to play this video for a few seconds and let's take a look.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, look at that. Well, welcome to Adobe Summit, everybody. It's awesome to feel the energy in this room.
Yeah, it looks good. And it also shows me more videos that are related to this video that I'm playing. I can simply click to a more video link and it will open the YouTube link also for me. So this all works fine. Even my share button works. So I can share onto my social page, or I can go back to the YouTube mode. I can do all of that. So yes, our videos are playing very well. Even our images are appearing nicely here. We have our URLs also linked. So even if it is an external URL, so you can see that I have linked it back to the AEM sites, or this is AEM assets page, right? So we have linked it back to an external page. We have our PDF also. So let's try and see how the PDFs are appearing. So even the download of the PDF are working fine in this environment. And these PDFs are actually created in your authoring interface itself. So let's just take a look. And I'll go back to the authoring interface now. And in my authoring interface, let me close all of this. So here we are back to the preview mode. And now I am in my authors mode. There is a option of output here wherein you can create your custom presets for your PDFs. You can design them and generate those PDFs. So let's just take a look and generate the PDF. And if I generate the PDF live here, we can see the generation is taking part here. So let's just take a pause. Or I have already generated the PDF here. So here we are, the Adobe DITAWORLD content that we were looking at, our AEM product portfolio, all the pages and content that was there in our CCMS is now available to us in the form of PDF as well. So it's pretty straightforward. You can directly manage all of your structured content. Oh, it's already generated. So you can manage all of your structured content directly from within your authoring interface, similar to what you were doing in Word, and then convert that content into experience fragment, use those experience fragments and create your own custom experience fragment the way you want to design the layout. And it saves all of my time as a marketer. I can simply find existing content. I can reuse any content that exists into my DAM and reuse that to create fragments and publish them into my site pages. So that was all about this session, how we are creating this content. And let's now switch back to our last part of the session. So what we were doing is pretty straightforward. You now have more granular control on your marketing content as well as technical content. So AEM Guides does not only support your technical documentation, it also helps you to scale your marketing content by converting your structured content into fragments and publish them directly onto your site page, reducing the overall cycle of creating your content and delivering them into different channels. With that, we already have a lot of other features in AEM Guides. And now, as a marketer, you just need to work as a gatekeeper, as we did that in this session. And you're able to use these experience fragments from your structured content and create your marketing strategies much easier, much faster, and with no additional IT or infrastructure costs or integration cost involved in your process. This will definitely help us to improve our content strategies, our marketing strategies, and provide consistent and cohesive experience across the different channels that we have. Well, with that, this was about this session, and this feature will soon be available to you. So stay tuned. And for those who are interested in having an personal session, I'm always available on my email ID. You can reach out to me. We can have sessions wherein we can see how you want to manage or scale your organization's content, and we can deliver a personalized session to you. If in case you have some queries, you can reach out to me on email with your queries. I'll be happy to answer them. And let's hear it from you guys. Thank you so much for your valuable time in this session, and we look forward to helping you scale up your entire content supply chain. Thank you.